All right, what up, YouTube family? So you guys are in for a treat. So I'm calling the seller back today to renegotiate on this deal that we currently have under contract. We have sent we have sent I don't know why it's blurred. Okay, we have sent multiple buyers out to the property to do the walkthrough on the property. We got the property under contract like at 455. We got the seller to verbally agree to 400,000. But now we got like our highest offer that we got from a buyer is 350,000. So I need to get the seller to come down below 350 for us to make a profit. So I'll probably call the seller and present him and start the offer at the renegotiating right around $315,000. Once again, we're keeping this real. We're keeping this raw. I do not know how this phone call is going to go. It either going to go really bad, good, or really bad. It's either way. I'm basically just sharing you exactly with you. This is the journey of being a real estate investor, and this is what it's like. It's not always rainbows and stars. It's not always you get a prop into contract. It's not every single deal that you get under contract move towards closing, which means not all deals are smooth. That's one thing I do want to tell you. When you do enough deals per month or per year, you're gonna have cancel contract. You're going to have a renegotiating. You're going to have deals that's going to blow up in your face. You're going to have deals that fall apart at the day of closing or before the day of closing. It all happens. And this is just the nature of the business. All right. So it's not always rainbows and stars. Also, too, is YouTube family. I'm doing a 3-day challenge today, completely for free, where I will show you how to find the deal just like this, how to analyze this deal so you know it's a deal, how to negotiate the deal, and then how to close the deal, which is how to find the buyer and close the deal. I'm doing a 3-day challenge live, exclusively for free. The link is in my description. So go there, sign up, because day one start today. So today, click on that link, reserve your spot. There's still some seating left. It started at noon. It started at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. It is only 10:25 right now. So hopefully this call will be really, really fast. And then I'm going to hit the gym, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to jump into the 3-day challenge. But in case you haven't signed up, it's completed for free. Link is in my descriptions. You're going to love it. Okay. So let's call the seller up really quick now. No further ado, let's jump into it. And if you enjoyed this video, boom, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Wholesale to Million family. Be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button, and let's rock and roll. And I can tell you right now, no one is doing what your boy King Kong is doing for you right now, which is just going live and keeping it real, keeping it raw, keeping it fresh. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard, okay? For the 3-day challenge, day one start today. Link is in the descriptions. Go there, sign up, and then you can always jump back in here. Baby Jesus, help me.
Hello?
Good morning, Doug. It's Khang. How's it going?
All right.
How your Tuesday morning is going well so far, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You got a few minutes, Doug? Just want to chat with you a little bit here.
Yep.
Okay, so Doug, I'm just going to get straight to the point, kind of like here's where we're at with it, and I truly hope that we can work something out, and if not, then it's not a problem. So the thing with the property, I've gone down to the city multiple times trying to figure it out, see if we can possibly do an ADU in the back, etc. The only issue that we have is that they're saying that there is there's not enough setback on both sides to be able to possibly get a fire truck in there in case if there is a fire. So that's one of the issue that we're running into. Now, the second thing is, as far as in repair goes, I was able to talk to one of the contractor, and he was able to come down on his price, which is good. So we got a better price bid on it. But as far as in price, Doug, so right now, we can move forward and get this thing closed by the end of the month. Obviously, we don't have to go and look at the property anymore. And I think that we can still get you guys, and I don't know if this is enough for you, Doug, and you might want to talk to Yvonne as well, but right now, I think the best that we can do is going to be coming in at, after we calculate all the numbers, $315,749.
How much?
$315,000, Doug, 400 or $749, and that's with us still paying all the closing costs, all the fees. We are willing to take on the property assets with all the risks and responsibility. So we will pay off the existing mortgage as well, Doug. So at the time of closing, you guys will probably walk away with around, I think, over $200,000 in your pocket. Is that something that you can make it work for you? And we can close this thing, Doug, by the end of the month, and we're done.
Let me talk it over with Yvonne.
Okay.
Significantly less than what
I understand.
I think we're needing. So I'll talk it over with Yvonne. I've got a couple other people that are looking at it
Sure.
and stuff, and I've been holding them off a little bit because
Sure.
I've been dealing with you.
I appreciate you, Doug, and for working with me on this.
I will get back to you. Let's see. Today's the Tuesday.
Yep.
I leave tomorrow for a week, so it's gonna be a week.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a week before I can get back to you. Could you give me to? Let's see. What's today? Today's the 18th, 17th, 16th. 16th tomorrow. Let's just say the 25th.
Okay.
I will get back to you on the 25th. That'll give me time to talk it over with Yvonne, run some numbers for ourselves.
Sure.
We're going to go back to Wyoming and take a look at properties there.
Sure.
To see what kind of money we're actually going to need and look at.
Okay.
So let me do that, and I will get back to you on the 25th.
Sounds good, Doug. Yes, the sooner you can let me know, the better.
Okay.
If this doesn't work out, we're also, looking at another potential as well. And
Right.
I know you got some, so we want to make sure that we can keep our capital reserved for your closing, if we can make it work, and if not a problem. So the sooner, So the sooner the sooner you can let me know, Doug, I would greatly appreciate it, just so we know what we willing to do. But I want to let you know that so on the 25th, just to let you know that we are going to need about, I would say, 10 to 15 days closing, Doug. So if you get me an answer on the 25th, just expect the closing is probably going to be on, if we do end up working together, then it's probably going to be on the 8th or sooner. Just an FYI. Okay. All right. I appreciate it, Doug.
I will let Yvonne know what you found out, and I will get in touch with you as soon as I can.
I appreciate it. Yep. If you're able to chat with Yvonne, and you guys are able to work something out and let me know within a day or two, then obviously we can get this thing closed by the end of the month for you. If that's the case.
All right. I don't know whether that's going to work for us, but
I understand.
We'll see.
Not a problem. I appreciate you working with me, Doug. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to hearing back from you and Yvonne.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, Doug. And there you have it. So it actually went a lot better than I anticipated, which is, it's, hold on a second. I want to make sure my phone is off. Yeah, so it went a lot better than what I anticipated. So which means at this point, that there is so they wanted like 400 and something thousand. And if they're willing to come down to almost drop another 100,000, and he's still on the phone with me and being able to talk and still willing to talk to me, this is a good call. This means that there is still some bloodline in there for me to be able to get this deal done. And a lot of times, that's the best that you can do, is present what you can do, right? The best that you can, and see if it work or not. But also too is, he said he has other investor who's looking at the property, and whether he's, bluffing or not bluffing, it doesn't matter, right? But I also said, hey, we also need to know as soon as we can as well, just so we have other property that we are also looking at as well. And if this doesn't work out, we want to make sure that we're able to, put our funds elsewhere. So that way he knows we also have other property we also looking at as well. So basically he's playing the fear of loss. We also play the fear of loss. If it doesn't work, we have something else as well. So once again, I offer 315. Can I go higher? The answer is yes. But like I said, when you renegotiate, what you can do is go low. I mean, like just go low, because you can always go up. You can't go back down. So for me to make sense, 315 minus 350, I think that's a good assignment fee. It's a $35,000 wholesale deal if we can make this deal work. Okay. So anyways, also too, is a lot of you been asking as well. It's like, Khang, so where do you get this deal? Right. And this is a great deal. Like if we were to be able to put an ADU on the property, like, dude, I would have made six figure. I would have made $100,000 on this deal if we were to be able to put an ADU on it. All the buyer that we sent out there, that was the intention. But when they go out there, there's just no room for us to put an ADU on there. That's the problem. So that's why the price has to drop so dramatically. And the property just needs a ton of work. It's literally have to gut the house down to the stud. Like they have to take the roof, sidings, windows, like drywall, everything. This is a heavy rehab. That's why. So, I mean, so the next thing is when he gets back to me, maybe they have a different offer, then I can always move up on my price as well. Later on, I'm going to text him and I'm going to say, hey, Doug, if you can chat with Yvonne, if there's another price that will work for you guys that you think that we can come, close to, let me know. Let's see if we can make this work. But let me share with you exactly where I got this lead from. So that way, you can do the same for yourself. So let me share my screen really quick. So this is the software that we use. Okay. It's called, once again, for those of you, I talk about King Data a lot because this is truly, to be a good investors, what we need is we need good data, right? We need a software that can provide us good, accurate data. And what's cool about the software is here's the list that we go on, right? And then once you log on, your dashboard's going to look something like this. And it's just so easy to use. You click on property leads. There's so many tools over here that I don't even talk about. All right. Because we need more time to talk about it. You got lead pipe, you got marketing, you got, properties. Also too, you can go in here, you can analyze the deal. They got the deal analyzer, the repair estimator, the rehab planner, like all kinds of stuff. But let's just keep it simple. I go in here and go property leads. And let me share with you exactly which property that we're targeting, right? And then we go in here and all I need to do is you put in your city and your states. It's very, very simple. All right. Seattle, Washington. We go ahead and click filter. Get rid of others, get rid of apartment, get rid of townhouse, get rid of condos. And this is the property. This is the list, the exact list where I got this deal, but you too can do the same. So we choose vacant. It was a list from vacant property, but we also want that person to has high equity in the property. So the owner actually only owes, only owe, I think about $98,000 on the mortgage, and the property is worth, after it's fixed, it's probably worth about $5 something, maybe close to $600,000. Okay. And then the list came out to about 520 people. And here's exactly what we did. So it comes out to about 520 people. And what we did is we take all the property address, we send them a handwritten letters. We send them a letter saying that we're interested in making a cash offer on their property and we want to buy the property. And what we did with our marketing is that we handwritten the envelope, right? So that way, when you receive something that's handwritten, right, it felt like it was somebody from someone right? Instead, when it's computer print, most people just toss it in the garbage. But that's why you handwrite the envelope, and boom. And that's how Doug got a hold of us. He said, hey, I got one of your letter. Boom, I call, and here's what it is. Okay. And let me share with you. And then the cool thing about this is that every property that you click on, you never have to pay for skip tracing ever again. As long as you have the software, you have access to free skip tracing. So it shows you all the seller's name, It shows you the email address. So what you do is you just start pounding on the phone. So what we do, here's what we do. We call them, we text them, and we email them. Now, even if they're on the do not call list, they have removed the do not call list from investors. So now investor, us, we can technically call them and not get in trouble. And you can verify that information, but they have lift the law where we can actually call them and then just make an offer on it. So we text, we call, and we email, and we send them a letter. So basically now we're hitting 3 different ways, right? So there's multiple ways that we're hitting the seller to get a hold of them. And once again, they respond from our letters. Wasn't from texting, wasn't from cold calling, what was from our letters, okay? And that's the exact list. So there's only 500 people on this list. So what's cool is that when you list stack, you targeting, you narrow in on your target, and you target people who are obviously very, very motivated, and they're in multiple situation, right? It's vacant and it has high equity. Or you can target anything like or we can also pull the list something like this. Because direct mail is very expensive. Every single letter that you send out, it's going to cost about $1. So we can't just blank market to, hold on. Comment in your city, in your states, and let me pull up a list for you. Okay? Like, for example, okay, so if we go back into this list again, we can't just blank market to everybody that's absentee owner. See, that's 58,000 people, right? Which means it's going to cost you $58,000. So we cannot blank market when it comes to direct mail. It's too expensive. So which means when we target someone, we want to make sure that they're on multiple situation. Okay. So we can also choose something like this. Hey, we want it to be that property owner to be in tax delinquents, and maybe they're also in, or maybe they're also upside down on their property, or maybe they own it free and clear. They're in tax delinquents and they own the property free and clear. Okay. And then you can tack on top of that. You'll be like, hey, I also want it to be vacant. Now look, you narrow the list from like what, 10,000 or 20,000 down to 122 people that are on this list that own the property free and clear, that are in tax default, and the property sitting vacant. So now you know that they have a very high motivation. So if you hit them, if you're able to get a hold of them, the chance of getting a deal is very, very likely to happen. So now we got a list of 122 people, and literally 122 people. It probably takes you 1 day to go through that list. And it only costs you $112 if you decided to send them a letter. What's cool about direct mail, sending them a letter, is that, instead of calling them, they're calling you, right? And for those of you who have a busy schedule, this worked perfectly, right? You can pull the list, right? Send the letter out, and then just wait for them to call you. So it becomes like a fishing game, right? Now, for those of you, if you don't want to handwrite the envelope, you can also on King Data, and what you can do is you can set up your direct mail directly from here. So let me go back here, and here's how you set up your direct mail. It is so simple. Once again, we go to Seattle, Washington, boom, and then we click on filter. We get rid of others, apartments, townhouse, boom, condos. We just focus on single family and multifamily. And then you click on tax delinquents, click on free and clear, and then you click on vacant. So there's 122 people. Hold on a second. Okay, and then after that, here's what we're going to do. I'm waiting for, 122. And then all you need to do is click on direct mail. And then boom, it will take you through the entire process. And literally you can get your direct mail set up from here, literally under 10 minutes. You don't need to be high tech. It walks you through every step of the way. Look, how many pieces of direct mail do you want it for each homeowner to receive? Just one a month or twice a month, bi-weekly or monthly. You can do weekly, you can do bi-weekly. If you just do one, then obviously it's one a month, but then you see, and then you just go through it, right? And then go bi-weekly. It will take you through this entire thing step by step. Very simple to do. Under 10 minutes, you can get it set up. So what's the difference between getting this direct mail set up versus the letter that I'm talking about? So this is, you can do, so on here, you get to choose letters or you get to choose postcard. So once you finish with the step, the next thing they're going to ask you is, do you want to send them a postcard or do you want to send them a letter? Now, a postcard is going to cost you about 50 cents. So so the list of 122 people, if you divide that in half, then that's going to cost you about $61 plus tax, right, to send out postcard. So postcard is cheaper. Letters is more expensive because it's more personalized. Now, the difference here is that when you set up your marketing through King Data, right, the software, so the envelope is just computer print, right? It's genetic, it's computer print. And most of the time, it doesn't work. It worked, but it doesn't work as well. Like the open rate on what, if you, okay, imagine if you open your mailbox and you saw an envelope that was handwritten. Which one are you more likely to open? The one that is computer printed or the one that was handwritten? I don't know about you, but anything that's handwritten, I open. I open because, once again, it could be from somebody that I know. It's more personal, right? When it's computer print, I'm just looking at it, I'll be like, oh, I don't know this. It's probably marketing. And that's what happened. So it doesn't matter what you write inside. If they don't open it, then it doesn't really matter. So the key is, how can we get the seller to open? And handwritten, the envelope is the best way to do it. The open rate is higher, but obviously it takes more time. So you can either do it, you can hire someone to do it like I do, your friends, your family, your kids, whoever it is that you can hire for cheap and have them do it. And this is something that, my students are starting to do. Okay. But that's pretty much it. And on here also too, so a lot of you be like, well, Khang, so once I got the thing, where do I find the buyers? Like, everything is here. So for example, and honestly, we will go into more details about how to find the deal, how to analyze the deal, right? In the 3-day challenge. So the link is in my description. Sign up for it because I'm running out of time. Sign up for it. I'll show you exactly. So today's day 1, which is I'm going to show you how to find and analyze the deal, right? How to know what is the deal and how much you're going to make on the deal. Day 2, I'll show you how to negotiate the deal with the seller. And then day 3, I'm going to show you exactly how to close the deal, which is finding the buyer and get it closed. And this is something, guys, that you can do virtually, right? Dude, you don't have to meet the seller. You don't have to see the property. Everything can be done completely virtual. Okay. And I'll show you exactly how to do it. Okay. So once again, if you're interested, click the link in the description, sign up. Seating is limited, first come, first serve, and it's completely for free. Okay. How do you make sure you are getting the highest possible after for your deals for bigger fees? So how you get bigger fees is how good you are at negotiating. So when you're good at negotiating, you can get them to drop, you can get them to come down lower. Okay. And then 2 is being able to find retail buyers. So instead of finding the investor who buys hundreds of property a year, which means they're going to require a massive discount, instead, if you can find buyers that are, I call them retail buyer, which is maybe the contractor looking to buy their first fix and flip or their first buy and hold. And they're willing to spend the next 6 months, 8 months, or a year just working on that house, putting in their sweat equity, which means they're able to pay you more, right? And in the 3-day challenge, I'll show you how to find these people, how I'm able to find these people. That's why my wholesale deal is between 20 to 25,000. So being able to negotiate and then being able to find those retail buyer, the husband and the wife looking for their first, house hack. They want to buy, fix, and live in it for a year or 2 years and then move on. So which means they don't expect to get a 30, 40% discount. They're okay with a 10% discount, 15% discount. So imagine if you can buy something at 30 to 40% discount and sell it to someone for only 10 to 15% discount. You would make a bigger spread. True or false? And that's how you get a bigger assignment fee. Also, I guess number 3 is picking the right market, right? If you're in a market where you can buy a house for less than 100,000, if you're in that market, it's really hard to get a $25,000 spread because there's no room in there for the end buyer, right? Because there's not enough skin in there. So which means if you're in a cheap market, your wholesale fee is probably going to be right around, depend, 5 to 10,000, maybe 15,000, right? It's your best because you're in a very cheap market. Like you can buy a house for, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. Those are just a cheap market. So picking a market is also another reason to get a bigger spread on your wholesale fee. All right. So fam, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are on here. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I truly hope that this does add some value to you. All right. So for those of you, I'll see you on the next video. Until next time, take care and let's go get this money.